Yo guys, it is your boy Niran here. Yeah, that's offside. What do you mean? This is offside. I'm filming a YouTube. Yeah, it's penalty against Liverpool, I'm afraid. The only game that's happening right now is Fulham v Chelsea at crazy. Yeah, get the f off my pitch. Depression. Ladies and gentlemen, you all knew this one was coming. Tottenham versus Liverpool. A game that, to be honest with you, a fixture that Liverpool have had a lot of success, a little bit of luck in at times as well, but no amount of luck, no amount of expectations before a football match could have prepared you for what went on during this game. A flurry of decisions and refereeing that was so shambolic that it leads us to question whether corruption was involved. Maybe. I'm trying to make the video more dramatic. I want to preface everything that I say in this video by, if you are new to the channel, which if you are, make sure to subscribe. Come on, I've got a family of 6 to feed. I am a Liverpool fan, so, but I don't think I'm a crazily biased Liverpool fan. Like Tottenham, for example, have been great all season. Ange Postecoglou, he's a really nice man, and Tottenham's squad and new signings have performed really, really well. If you don't know, somehow, the overall storyline is that Liverpool have received an apology from the PGMOL, like a board of referees, to apologise for how bad the refereeing display was during our game against Tottenham, which we lost 2-1 thanks to a 96th minute own goal from Joel Matip. Now, the apology is about a Luis Diaz offside where lines weren't properly drawn, and they have confirmed that he should have been given as onside and the goal should have stood, but in truth, it could have been about a lot of decisions made in the game. This was the quickest PGMOL apology of all time, by the way. I don't think the game had even finished, and it's getting announced on Sky Sports. That makes it all right, lads. Yeah, but I sort out the scoreline. We're back in the game. That's just a shortened down version as well, because the length of the actual apology, far greater than that. The head of the PGMOL himself is going to have a tough time when he's next asked about this game in a press conference.
I need the washing machine and Diaz or whatever they call it they use now. I don't know, they've more gone away from Diaz. I'm not saying I'm a bad...
Meanwhile, I realised there was actually a bit of a familiar face sat in the VAR room. You know what? I can't even actually suggest that it's corruption anyway, because that would involve Daniel Levy actually having to spend money on something. What I'm going to do is start with the one decision that I could understand, and that's Curtis Jones's red card. And the way in which they did this and came to the conclusion is a catastrophe. Why are we showing a referee a screenshot of the show him the actual full challenge? What happened is basically he's made contact with the ball, which I think is why a lot of Liverpool fans don't think it's a red, and his foot has rolled over the ball and into, I think it was Yves Bissouma's shin. And when you look at it through the screenshot, it's a leg breaker. You got to send him off, but the context adds a bit to it as well. I still understand him getting a red card, don't get it twisted. Plus, if you're Curtis, he got the afternoon off. At least he got to enjoy the food in the canteen at half-time.
£5 chicken burger and chips, so nice.
It was just like a stupid way of doing it by showing screenshots. To be honest, I'm not even convinced the referee was looking at the game at all, picking what size of chicken select meal that he wanted down on the touchline instead. Meanwhile, in the VAR room, and they were quite clearly distracted trying to get the order together. But after that, and we get into the real meat and potatoes of this refereeing decision, because it's the Luis Diaz offside. Played through, clearly very tight, and on field it's given us off. Goal disallowed. Now on the broadcast, we get an extremely brief version of events of how they've come to the conclusion. We don't get any lines drawn on the pitch. It's not really discussed for that long, and the game gets underway within about 20 seconds. I feel like they know they've made a mistake in the moment. It's so weird because the ones that are always contestable are the ones they always never show properly on the broadcast. There has to be a reason for that. Someone has to connect the dots there. There's something going on. Because the only connecting of the dots these officials are doing is the braille to get into the VAR room building. Fuck's sake, Stephen. What have I told you about bringing that dog in here? What lines did they even draw in that room to come up with that decision? Speaking of which, they weren't paying attention to Luis Diaz. There was only one kind of Colombian product that they had their mind on up there. And to top it all off, one fan was one Luis Diaz goal in open play away from winning about 9 grand. If I was him, I'm turning up to the VAR room myself with the AK-47 silencer Glock extension rocket launcher grenade, or at the very least getting my money from the nearest betting shop.
I'm getting serious now. I want my fucking money back. Is the money back?
Meanwhile, the scenes that were going on amongst the officials as Luis Diaz slotted it home.
The first goal doesn't count. I said the first goal
Honestly, I saw a story that Saudi Arabia wants to take the best Premier League referees over to their league instead. Take them all. Honestly, I don't care. I will knock on their doors for you personally to make it happen and get them to the airport and out of the country.
This is immigration enforcement.
We have a goal disallowed wrongfully. We're down to 10 men, and still we managed to equalise through Cody Gakpo on the brink of half-time. What else could possibly go wrong in a match of such grave importance? Sometimes I do wonder, get the croquet intro out. Oh yes, what a calamitous collection of circumstances. Diogo Jota gets 2 yellow cards and suddenly we're down to 9. And obviously, the second challenge, stupid. But he should have been on a yellow card in the first place because Udogie has just tripped himself over. How's Diogo Jota getting a yellow card for their left back forgetting how to use his limbs properly? Diogo, you think you're slick. I see through you. Getting suspended just in time for weekend league. Yeah, alright, calm. He's gone home to play FIFA. He didn't want to play next weekend anyway. He'll be fuming when his next opponent has a Tottenham player in his squad. He already knows that he has to quick sell his favourite Korean forward when he next jumps on the game.
Look, that's not my son.
To be honest, before he even jumps online, there's one thing that he's almost certainly got to do. And then just to top it all off, the icing on top of the cake is Joel Matip thunder bastarding it into his own top corner. Great finish for what it's worth, but probably the worst way to lose a game after the worst way to draw a game. Klopp was shouting how many players we actually had on the pitch, but Joel Matip, he used to play in Germany, so he thought he was answering his question of whether to get the ball clear in an orderly fashion. And after such a spirited performance, I saw Tom Garrett on pitch side talking about this. I genuinely thought it was one of our best performances of the season. And forget about the scoreline. Yes, we went down to 9 men. We had 2 players sent off. I guess you could argue 2 moments of stupidity ultimately cost us, no matter what the referees were doing or whatever they were smoking. But despite that, we were going toe-to-toe with one side that's probably been one of the most impressive in the league this season, whilst down to 9 men. I mean, yeah, we were just so unlucky and we deserved so much more out of that game. Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the league, and that is a fact. I like Edison, and I like the fact that he can do a Ronaldo chop outside of his area every now and again. But in terms of actual shot stopping, Alisson is cream of the cream. Get me? He is like, that's not the phrase. That was the most Brexit way of saying it. But unfortunately, the main story isn't really how spirited of a performance we put in or how impressive we looked whilst competing in a 2-year-old Sidemen Sunday video. No, the storyline once again is VAR and referees, which is so boring and has been for so many years. And one thing that I want to say before I start unleashing the rage further is that being a referee is a hard job. Making multiple decisions, hundreds of decisions every match, many like tens of decisions that will impact a game and a season directly in a split second is hard. I will never really, unless it's like the worst decision you've ever seen, have a problem with a referee getting something wrong in the moment. We all look at something on the TV and go, oh my god, that was a pen, then we see the reverse angle and it's definitely not, and you change your mind. But that's what VAR's there to do. That's the replay. When we see the replay on Sky Sports and we change our mind, that's what VAR's meant to be. VAR isn't the problem. It's the people that run or that are in the VAR rooms that are just as incompetent as the on-field referee. You can have as much technology as you want, but if the person who makes the decision upon looking at that technology is still not good at their job, still gonna get bad decisions all the time. What goal was it last year? Was it Brentford v Arsenal? And like Ivan Toney was offside and they forgot to draw the lines. Boss, what else are you there for, mate? You're sat in a room watching the game and your job is to question any decision of importance that happens. And it always seems like from the outside that the referee, any referee association is just a mates club. Like Mike Dean coming out like literally 3 weeks ago saying that he didn't want to alter a decision when Mark Cucurella was fouled, I think by Romero. Mike Dean doesn't give it because his mate has already had a bad game. Fuck whether you go to the library together. I'll shout it from the rooftops. VAR is a good idea. Giving a referee a second chance to make the right decision can't be a bad thing. How can that possibly be a bad idea? The problem is the people that make decisions, even in the VAR room, are just as useless. So you end up with situations like this where we've got a PGMOL apology. I don't care. I can barely remember what order those letters even go in. And the officials involved were taken off the games that were supposed to be involved in this weekend. I think one was meant to be the 4th official for the Brentford Forest game. You just give him a a bank holiday. How is that? Right, babes, so just making sure you've got your passport, yeah? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I forgot about that still. Drew some lines in it, though. But let's play devil's advocate here. Is there a chance that this isn't actually just incompetence and that it is actually some other thing at play here? This was probably one of the most one-sided games I think I've ever seen in terms of refereeing decisions. Not just from the big stuff, but like little things as well. Like one Twitter account, I think, put together like 11 game-changing decisions in this 190 minutes. I mean, look, listen, there's only one response when Pep Guardiola's asked if he wants a little bit more corruption to add another league title to the cabinet.
I need that. We need that.
Jurgen's gonna be confused when he sees Guardiola sneaking out of the VAR room at full time.
We speak constantly.
And
Pep Guardiola's coming.
I've always thought, to be honest with you, that you shouldn't be allowed to officiate in a league if you support a different team in that league. Because yes, fine, you might not be involved in a game that involves your club, and you won't be. I'm sure they take you off that for that reason. Mike Dean was great. He supports Tranmere Rovers. We ain't ever seeing them in the Premier League. It's calm. But are you telling me if you became a referee today, and let's say you support Everton, a relegation battle against like Luton, for example, goes down to the final day, and you're refereeing Luton v Sheffield United, you're not giving a few decisions the wrong way. Then again, this incompetence happens all the way through the leagues. Liverpool have been on the right side of decisions like this. I got tweeted about a Wolves game in the cup where Wolves had a goal disallowed that shouldn't have been as well for an offside that didn't make any sense. Had to take that. It's true. Either way, the main takeaways from this are I don't think VAR is a failure, but I think the people that use it on a week-to-week basis are, for example, Brentford v Nottingham Forest, how Johan Wissa didn't get a penalty for Matt Turner volleying him into next Tuesday is beyond me. These are simple decisions. But something needs to change, whether it be an independent body that deals with these decisions, and whether it shouldn't be other referees, or whether it should be referees from a different country maybe. I don't really know what the solution is, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Either way, I hate this word usually, but I think we can actually say Liverpool were robbed of at least a point. Shout out Tottenham, good team with a likeable manager. I do wish them well for the season, but I did want to elbow any Tottenham fan that I saw that day. But yeah, either way, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. If you have enjoyed this video, this rant, you all knew it was coming, then feel free to slap a like on the video, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel to ease my pain. You can also follow me on social media. It's at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta, and I'm starting my TikTok up that I used about 3 years ago and 3 times only. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.